All right. So this is how my interviews goes. It's like a conversation. We're just chilling. You can cuss. You can say whatever the fuck you want. It's cool. But I'm going to ask you questions, but it's going to seem like a conversation, not an interview.
I love it. Sounds good.
I don't write down my questions. They just pop off the top of my head. So how the
Okay.
conversation go, that's how my questions are going to go.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. So please introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and anything else you want them to know.
Sure. I am Myles Washington, pseudonym Myles Washington, narrator, a lot of books. Malik Rashad, my name, voice actor, also narrate books under my name. What else? Yeah, so voice actor. Happy to be here.
All
Brooklyn.
right. So I don't know if you know, but I do a nosedive through all y'all socials, so I know what I'm up against when I do these interviews. I saw that you like plants.
I love plants. Definitely a plant guy.
Well, maybe you can help me with my homework.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to school for.
Okay.
And I see that you do boxing, or is it martial arts?
Boxing. I want to get in martial arts, but a little boxing. Not as much as I want or need to as before, but I try to still get in, at least work the bag once a week.
Okay. Well, I got a black belt in Taekwondo, and I used to box for the Marines. So let's get into this.
Okay.
You are a narrator who has narrated. I looked through all the shit that you narrate. You narrate a lot of books.
It when you said that, it dawned on me recently. I was talking to my wife about that earlier. Like it kind of just hit me. Like, damn, you've narrated a good bit. Somebody recently was like, "Y'all listen to 33 of your books," and I was like, "Damn, that's crazy that you one person listening to 33." But I was like, "Damn, that's a lot of books to have."
That's longevity, though. Now, how do you keep that going? Because one, your throat. Two, the time.
You know what's funny? I really feel like in the narrator space, like I'm just kind of getting started. So I feel like longevity is something I hope to sustain. But as far as taking care of your vocal health, that's real important. A lot of course, tea, honey, those things. These mints I got from the fellow Alicia Edmonds, Gerthers. I use those things to soothe your throat. Of course, that's important. But some days I try not to talk that much if I don't need to. Just cool, just try to relax. And time, honestly, like this, I would say the last year and a half with audiobooks is jumped exponentially. So it's been a trick this year figuring out time with books and availability and also like commercial voiceover and my other voiceover work and just life. But it's a good problem, right? It's a blessing.
Yeah.
But it's important because I didn't really know it until I hit it one time. Like you can't get burnt out. Your voice can't get burnt out. You can't go through that vocal fry. So you got to really try to balance taking on projects because I'm full. Like this is what I do full time, voiceover full time.
That's a blessing.
Absolute blessing. So, this is what I do it's my career and it's my passion. I'm blessed to live in my passion, but it's also being able to take care of yourself. So I try to balance it out. Like I know coming into, at least on the commercial side, like around December, around the holidays, things chill out for a few. So I kind of look at that. December's the month when I'm gonna try to kind of take it easy a little bit.
Yeah.
For a few and then refresh. Get back into
You said, I heard you say that your start came from Love Devon.
Love Velvet. Yep. In audiobooks, yeah. Love found me. Like I always forget. It wasn't a black romance world. My audiobook, it was something small, and that's probably why I can never remember the title. But what really got me into the audiobook, especially this world, was Love. She found me. My boy Carrie, I got to shout out my boy Carrie, fellow narrator, fellow voiceover artist. we met on the acting set, and just was cool for years. I knew he did voiceovers too, and he kept telling me like you need to try to peek in the audiobooks, like check it out. That's what we're doing a lot of. So eventually, we talked a little more. I did like a 1 day intensive. I'm in New York, so I did a 1 day intensive at these studios called Ripley Greer with an audiobook narrator, a white lady. She does a lot of books named Piper Gadiv. So that kind of learned, got an idea like what the audiobook world was about. Put some samples up on ACX, talked to Carrie a little bit. And Love found me on there. Somebody from my team reached out to me. Again, I think she just loved it was super raw, right? Like it was, I had a professional studio because I had a music background and like I was doing other voiceover work prior to that. So so I had it, but just my approach to it was real raw. I think that's what she liked, that, like I wasn't really theatrical with it. Like the scenes I had up was just like real, because some of it, like I feel like specifically for the Black romance world, some of the books and shit is hood. Like you gotta. Nobody wants to hear like you doing Othello when you talk about some gangster shit, right?
Say that shit, bruh. Say that shit.
And then life experience and environment. A lot of shit is like I can relate to, and I think the first book I did with Love was Love and the Ribbon and Blue. Excuse me. So Raji, Mike, all of that, they're like East Coast dudes. Relate to all of that. Brooklyn, she just loves, so we connected on that. And that kind of spawned our relationship. Yeah, but that's essentially how I got started. But I really wasn't, I always say this, I wasn't planning to do it no more, just because it was so much work compared to commercial work. I was like, nah, man, I ain't doing this shit. Like I was telling Carrie, like, nah, bro, this shit too much work. Like it wasn't like the money was bad. It was just like, yo, this shit, in comparison, being spoiled from the commercial world, it just seemed like, yo, this is a lot of work. But I love the acting aspect of it too. Like I like being able to bring the character. Like it's more of like cleaning up your mistakes and things like that. And sometimes books could be 7-hour book. It might take you 12 hours to do just to record. You know what I'm saying? So it's work. It's a beautiful thing, but it's work.
Including the edits?
It all depends on your method. Like I know different people have different methods. It's all punch and go, what they call punch and go when you're working with a publishing company or however you're doing it, but you're getting the files back. So essentially, I turn files in, they still needed to be like mastered, mixed and mastered, but the mistakes are out. Like, so there's no double takes, things like that. It's just the straight recording. I'll still have to do pickups after they're proofed. I'm giving you the raw files, mistake free, and then the rest is up to you. So, but for me, it's like I like to use a dog clicker. What do you call a dog clicker? So when I make a mistake, I'll click and I'll just keep going, but I know the wave is there, so I know what a mistake. So when I'm editing it saves me time. I can just, this is where boom, boom, boom.
That's smart as hell.
But it's little tricks you learn. Again, shout out my boy Carrie, because I was clapping and he was like, no. Use a dog clicker. It's much easier, boom, boom, boom. And just the wave file is so big that you recognize, okay, this is what the mistake is. But it takes a while. And it takes a while when you're first starting. I was thankfully, again, I come from a music background, so I was familiar with the software and how to edit and things like that. But if you're not, it can be real intimidating just learning all of that stuff, right? And how to do the things outside of using your voice. I think it gives a lot of people trouble.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Now you spoke about your acting that you do. Now, narration and acting, I kind of think of it as the same thing because y'all are characters. So what made you go, do you still do acting?
Yep.
Okay. So what is the positive about acting and the positive about narration and the negative about acting that you take over from narration and the negative you take over from acting to narration?
So positives about both and negatives about both, right? I'm sorry, just crop. All right, there we go. So positive about both and negatives about both, you said, right?
Yeah.
I think some of the positives about acting, is that it forces you to grow and be out your comfort zone, to really become a good actor. Like you can't, like especially like when you're doing things like improv, like it's like there's no cool kids in improv, right? Like you're just doing shit. You're really getting out your comfort. If that's your comfort zone, but you're really forced to grow outside of yourself. And I always believe, like, in doing that, like, every point in your life, you should be stretching and trying to grow. I never want to be the smartest person in the room, right? Like, I always want. So I think that's a great part about acting. I also think a great part of being able to tap into different sides of yourself, find out if you're able. Like, again, when I'm doing things that are familiar to me, that's cool. Like, but when I got to grow, I've never been a doctor, right?
Yeah.
How do I learn about this? How do I really tap in to really do this justice? I've never played the saxophone, right? Like, how do I research this and become? So I think those are just some of the things. And I think the community, right? Like, you get to fellowship and meet with a lot of dope people, a lot of different walks of life, and connect with different things. I think that's some of the positives of acting. Just a few things. I think one of the negatives, some of the negatives is, it's tougher for black people in Hollywood and entertainment. It's tougher for black people, period. But in that field, it's definitely tougher. It's also just like I feel like a lot of it, the last 20, 30 years, like the music, it's not about talent per se anymore. It could be popularity, it could be social media, it could be a lot of things other than talent. And I think I think another tough thing, not necessarily about acting, but in the entertainment world of acting, is that black stories don't get enough leeway. Like a certain number of the first season or something, it's like, even if it's a good ass show, like, for whatever reasons, you know what I mean? They don't really get the chance to let the stories play out and become what they could be. So those are just a few things off the top of my head I could think about. And voiceover, a lot of the positives I think is, again, being able to tap into that creativity, being able to make a living doing this, right, is a blessing, like we talked about, like just being able to wake up, go in my studio in my drawers if I want to, and record and do that. You know what I mean? That's
You the second male narrator that said that shit.
it's a vibe. You know what I mean? You wake up, you just feel it. I don't gotta get dressed to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a bouncer for like 9 years, and I'll be outside in the cold, like every season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked in the corporate world before, and I like getting fly and put on the tie and shit, but I don't want to do that shit every day either. Right. So just the autonomy to get up and live somewhat how I want to is a beautiful thing.
Because I'm definitely a jogging pants hoodie type chick, so I feel that.
Like, if I'm just moving, if I got to go to the grocery store, like, I love to get dressed, but if I'm just moving around, like, I like to just be comfortable. Like, I don't want to really be. I'm not trying to walk the runway. So I think that's a beautiful part of voice acting. Again, the connections you make, and just like, for me, a young kid from Brooklyn, the imagination, like never thinking like I'm gonna be doing this for my life, like living this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what a voice actor was per se. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, but being able to, I guess, figure out and navigate your path and live your purposes, that's just the beautiful parts of this for me. Even though it's work, I love it's work that I enjoy, so it makes it different.
So how is it for you being a black man in a field when it comes to voice acting that is predominantly white? And for a long time, black authors did not even have a choice of voice actors that were people of color. It was just white people reading these books and had no idea about our slang, our jargon, our AAVE, our swag. So how is it you now in voice acting. How's that for you as a Black man?
um, I honestly, I think my experience has mostly been positive.
Mm-hmm.
My experience has mostly been positive. I think I'll speak specifically first to this world. It's been nothing but love. Like, the black romance world. It's been nothing from love from the people, from fellow narrators, from authors. I feel like shit has been dope, man. It's been dope just connecting with this community and linking with this community and all of that. So that's been nothing but love. I think in the commercial other world, again, it's been mostly positive, and it's like I work with a few agents, right? Like I have a few different agents. I have my New York, I have a LA, whatever management. Some relationships are different than others, but you got to understand, and it's business at the end of the day. So every relationship, like we're not gonna be close. We're not gonna be best. I'm not gonna know that much about their lives and vice versa. But it's cool when you have relationships and you feel like, yo, these people actually care about me outside of, like, as a person. But definitely the flip side of it where I gotta, like, talk to people a certain way sometimes, like, and for certain reasons, because they'll walk over it. If you allow certain things, they'll keep happening. I don't know if some of it feels with racial undertones. I'm not gonna sit and say like, oh, everything is racist in the voiceover world. That's just not true from my experience. But there are definitely things, or definitely situations where I might feel away. Like that. But again, for me, I don't just let that shit rock. Well, we gonna nip it in the bud, or we just ain't gonna have that. We just want to have a working relationship.
So you stand on business.
Yeah, as they say here.
So you standing on business.
I think you got to stand on business, right? In any situation, I think you got to stand on business just for yourself and to push your business further. And because again, if you allow anything from anyone, they're gonna keep pushing that and keep pushing it further. I think my experience, it helps me too. My wife is an attorney. So I've had her on calls with me like, yo, this don't sound right. About this, and it's like, oh, let me hop on this with you, and boom, 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 and let's talk to them. Let's see, could this matter? So it's different. I think it's important to have people you can reach out to and bounce things off of. Like, does this make sense? Is this just my experience, or is this your experience too? Or am I, like, I've had to reach out to Wesley for different opinions about things. I've had to reach out to Carrie for different things about love, different things about things, just to get insight from, I feel like, people who are in the world, other Black folks in the world, navigating that world, to see, like, because certain shit, like, I'll be like, yo, if somebody said this shit to me just before, I would react a different way, and I don't want to react that way in this world. So how does this sound to you? Or am I taking this the wrong way because things could be misinterpreted through have messages? So I think overall, it's been positive, but I'm aware that I think the funniest thing for me that used to be definitely racial, was in more of the commercial world. This is when you had a lot more in-person auditions. It would be like, can you make it a little more urban, like in certain auditions or things like that. And I know that's not new to me. Like, we've talked about this with Black voice actors community. Like, but for me, I started flipping it, and I'll be like, no, what you mean? Like, let me hear what you like. You know what I mean? Like, can you do them urban? You know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't. Like, what you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, oh, you want me to be a nigger? Like, you want
pretty much.
But so I think that was one of the things that a lot of us play on, or like, as soon as, like, Amanda Gorman did that thing for the presidential, you knew the new specs for the women were going to be like Amanda Gorman. We want something sounding like this. Like, it's so predictable, the stuff that it's just, this is what it is.
I totally understand. I had to do it the whole time. The whole 12 years I was in the military, I had to code switch. So, and now me in my late 40s, I'm literally learning that, I have to be more professional. I can't, knock a bitch between a washing machine anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't, knock a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? I got to be professional if I want longevity in what I'm doing.
Exactly, because you want to be taken as a professional, right? Like you don't want. I try to live by this phrase, like don't let your emotions outweigh your intelligence. Right?
Yeah.
So, the same
Yeah.
thing, sometimes like you knock somebody head, or you want to say something like, "Yo, who fuck you talking to?" But it's just like, it's not worth it for what you're trying to accomplish. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not worth it.
It took a long time for me to realize that because I'm from Chicago and I'm a hood chick, and I definitely would knock a bitch out. But I have to understand that if I want longevity as a podcaster and as a book event co-owner, I have to be professional and I have to let things go and I have to let people go so I can move up instead of staying in the trenches.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this. How is it that you are this narrator? And I'm nosy, especially when I'm interviewing people. I'm nosy and I read comments and I read things that people say. And and you're a married man and you have women out here acting a total donkey. You know what I'm saying? And they are, sometimes they're respectable, and then sometimes they are ignorant as fuck. So how do you deal with that?
That's a good question. Um, I just got to stay respectable on my end. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control what people want to do for the most part, and it's the internet a lot of times. And I know like women don't want to hear that shit. Like, man, oh, like it's the internet, but a lot of times it's like, yo, the internet is so crazy, right? Like over the last 20 years, I wouldn't want to be a kid growing up in this shit right now. So it's the internet, it's the access, it's the everything, right? Like people say shit to people that they would never say in their face. Like everybody's like people do a lot of things online. So one, I've had some crazy experiences online. So I learned quick, like, yo, this shit is not like really with audiobook people, but just in
general.
like that shit could be dangerous, right? Like because it can be like it really showed me like, yo, people can flip like people is crazy. So it's like, yo, you gotta be real careful, even in entertaining anything, even if intentions aren't ill. Like you gotta be careful because you don't know these people, right? And you don't know people's minds, right? So a lot of people, 90% of people could be just well intentioned, cool, but that 10% could be wicked. And shit it could really twist your life up in ways that you might not think about. So managing that, I think, is just for me staying respectful, navigating, learning from past mistakes, navigating, making sure my wife is in tune and like we in tune, we on the same page. Because it's tough enough, like work, like marriage is consistent work, right? So when you start letting other shit creep in, it just makes things even more complicated. So again, I try to keep in mind like part of it is even with an acting background. Like I used to tell her, don't read the comments. Like don't read the stuff. Like you reading this shit more than me. I don't care. I don't really care about it. I know it's not real, but you're gonna be either bothered or like most of your reactions is not gonna be a good way. I can't stop you from reading them. But I don't think it's going to do anything like why set yourself up to be feeling the way. So for me, it's tough because part of what I do, that's just part of what comes with it. And I'm always grateful for love, so I try to like respond to people. Respect, like I try to keep everything cool. Some people is just cool people. Like, some people they connect with you for 2-3 years. Eventually, I might be like, yo, what's up? Such and such, you know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, you keep it cool, keep it professional. I like to engage with people, but I like to just keep it cool, man, because like I said, shit can be wicked.
Right.
And so I guess my answer is just keep it respectful and keep it moving. Don't engage. Remember it's the internet, and keep it like that.
I'm gonna translate for him for some of y'all. He said, "Y'all bitches need to keep it cute or move the fuck around for real." That's what he said. I'm just interpreting that shit. Cute bitches. so what is your ideal narration job? Like, what is the ideal job in narration that you want, but you haven't got there yet?
In the audiobook world,
Yes, yes.
yeah, man. This question is like honestly, it's two parts for me because I genuinely, when I say this, people ask me, I'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna work with whoever want to work with me," and I genuinely mean that. Like, it's different when you. I didn't realize like the intense like the intensity of this world, right? The book top, like whatever you want to call it. So I still be amazed by the love sometimes. Like, oh shit, like yo, like yo, I just read this, I just read that, and I'm like, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it makes me want to, like you say, you talk about longevity.
Yes.
It makes me want to continue to do that. It makes me want to continue to connect with new authors and new stories and things like that. So, like, I'm finishing up working with Tessa Stone for the first time. Paranormal.
That is my book. I'm so happy you doing that shit.
The book is so dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm finishing that up. I just finished some shit up with Lisa Austin, put it on the mob. Those so it's like the range, like put it at the range, that's out. I just did Letitia Reyna, Coda. You know, I'm finishing up. I've just did some with Kimberly Brown. So it's like different authors that I'm like, oh shit, some I know, some I don't. So but it's like, yo, and connecting with them, we connecting online, like, yo, I'm glad to work. I'm like, shit, I'm glad to work with you. You know what I mean? Like I want to work with anybody want to work with me. So there's that part. There's also damn, what's my dream narration?
I do have an ability to make y'all stump when I ask y'all questions.
Yeah, because it's tough. I feel like I got something in the works with Love, another joint in the works with Love. I want to work with something with CCJ again. Who haven't I worked with yet that I want to work with?
E. Bowser.
Yeah, definitely.
Product of the street, E. Bowser.
Definitely. A.A. Valdez, I don't think that another name I'm learning about. Kennedy Ryan. We were supposed to connect on something a couple years back. It didn't happen. It was like I missed the email. It just didn't happen. Or whatever.
You almost made me call you nigga.
Me too. I would have understood it, but it was like she was like my team because she said my team. She ended up reaching out to me. Like my team reached out to you, but I never got the email. So I was like, I didn't get it. So by the time they did connect, it was like too late. So it'll come back around again when it's time. But that's definitely somebody who I haven't worked with yet. That I was like, yo, like I'm on her dream list. Like, oh shit, all right, yeah, let's meant
to be. It's gonna come back around because I'm sure she's gonna pull out some more opportunities for you.
Right. So, and that was like I feel like super early, kind of like me getting started. And so I was like, oh shit, because Love was like, yo, can you write? Nah, you need to do that. If she reached out, like you need to do that. And then, but again, like I said, put in the air that that's gonna come back around. So that's somebody I haven't worked with yet that I want to, but it's so many dope authors and some I'm just finding out about. So, like even on lives, like I'm gonna start doing lives and shit, and I want to do stuff I'm working on, but I'm like, yo, thinking of different things to do. Like if it's an author that want to connect, we haven't worked together, you want to go live, get a sample, hit me up, let's do that. I'll read your stuff live. We can do.
You is in here.
Let's connect. Because I'm definitely just trying to. Now that I'm on TikTok, it's been years ago.
Your ass sound like an old ass man.
I feel like it. I feel like I can only manage one social at a time. So I didn't even have a Myles Washington page until like March, though. To be honest, I just had my regular page because it just started getting crazy. Like it started getting a good way. And I feel like Wesley reached out to me, and Love reached out to me like, yo, people can't find you because they're looking for Myles.
Mm-hmm.
but I only had my Malik Rashad page.
Right.
And so it was like, all right, I really gotta get my shit right now and start getting together. So,
But I'm gonna tell you this as somebody, because I do not call myself an influencer. I just say I'm a podcaster and I review books. Having marketing in the way of in the age of social media, because it's not like it was in the 90s.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now social media is going to make or break you. Point blank period. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
But I will my caveat to that, Charlie. Shout out to Charlie Elwood. One of my favorite voices I've been shouting her out. If y'all don't know, check her out. Give her a follow. She did try to tell me to get a page a while ago. But I think my caveat to that, social media is a big part, but you also got to keep the work, right? Keep what got you there.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm trying to balance. Like as I try to get more content and do more stuff, platforms is still keeping the thing, right? Keeping it most important.
I suggest that you start taking the books that you really want, and this is just my suggestion. Take the books that you really want, read a snippet from those books, and tag those authors.
That's a good idea.
Tag those authors so because the one thing about the author community on social media, if you tag them, they most definitely will see it. So that's your end. Yes, it's ACX. That's the professional way to go about it. But to give them like a snippet of their work coming from your lips in your voice, that is them. Yeah.
I just been thinking about like as I got the live and people that I'm like, cool, I want to do it, but I want to just do different stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, when I go live, I feel like I watch Charlie, I watch some other people. They lives, I'll be fucking up a lot during my narrations. Like click. All right, hold on. It takes me a little while to get in the zone until I'm just flowing. But when I first start, I'm like, all right, I got to go live once I'm in the zone already because they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? The same here in the book. Like, what is this shit?
How do you keep yourself ready so you don't have to get ready when it comes to these characters? Because you have emotional characters, you have characters that have trauma, you have characters that are mild mannered. How do you get yourself ready so you don't have to get ready?
I think my prep method is I really get to know like the main person, right? Like my main, whoever the protagonist is that's driving the story. Like when I'm doing when I did Love First, Asmin, once I knew once I know you, now I could dive into you. Now your story I could tell because I'm that, right? So for me, like I ain't gonna lie, like I drink socially, but I like to smoke a joint, so I might smoke a joint, get in the zone, read the story, you know what I'm saying? Really become that person. And then, like you said, everybody has a different temperament. Everybody's a different vibe, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like when you read a book, like me and my mother used to say this, it's hard to watch a movie because you already got a mental picture of these characters.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I don't try to like, I know sometimes it might not be what this fan thought it was be because they had a picture, but all I can do is what it is to me. So when it's Asmir, all right, I know this is the OG kind of vibe. He's this dude. How can I relate this to my life? If I don't have that experience, what in my life can make this kind of life experience relate and tell a story? And I could figure out the protagonist. I mean, I could figure out the other outside characters because they're going to relate to him and what that relationship is, right? So it's me and Raina. This is my prime thing, boom, boom. But I got to deal with my mom's coming home. I got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, my man over here. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with that. When I did Shadows and Whispers, shout out to Casey Mills, my man Elias, you know, bipolar, right? So you going through this, and shout out to Charlie, my co-narrator that killed it. You going through this, boom, boom, boom. How do you bring it back here? So in this moment, I'm without my meds. I'm here. I'm spazzing. I'm this dude. But I understand. I could do that because I understand him now as much as I can. Oh, okay. This is who he becomes when he's off his meds. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes how do you get ready so you can be ready? I think was your question is your prep work. And just for me forming your whatever your prep work might be, and then for me forming this movie in my mind of who this character is, who I become.
Yeah. So how do you prep? What's the difference between you prepping for a script and prepping for a book?
Like acting versus audiobook.
Yes.
A lot of times now, like when I first got started in audiobooks, I would read every book all the way through. That's just not realistic anymore because of the blessing. Like my popularity, so my availability isn't the same, right? So I can't read every book all the way through. Some I can, some I can't, but I still want to do them justice. So I'm still prepping them, whether I have help prepping them, whether I'm getting like, all right, these are the main notes where I'm getting, you know what I'm saying, where I'm reading, you know what I'm saying? So that's different in a way of I'm prepping to be my protagonist, of course, but I'm prepping this whole world. Which you still do in acting, but I'm also only kind of prepping to deliver my character. You know what I mean? Like when I'm prepping for acting, my biggest thing is I want to create this world. If I don't have the full script, all right, I got to create my beginning point. Like what's my why? What's my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can go into. I never want to come into a scene from a vacuum. So it's about me getting fired from a job or getting hired because it's so like people are like, oh, all right, just act mad. But there's so many different levels to that, right? What am I angry about? Am I mad that I got fired? Am I mad that my team lost? Am I mad? You know what I mean? It's so many different things. It's layers to it. You just don't want to come out of a vacuum. You want to be like, okay, you want to be happy? All right, so in my mind, I'm excited that my brother just came home from the military. That excitement is different from I'm excited that I graduated college, right? It might be a little more emotional over here. It might be just so. I think it's different prepping an audiobook, whereas I'm prepping kind of to create a whole world and be other characters, whereas in acting, most times I'm prepping to be my character and let that world and contribute to that world and build around it. If that makes sense.
It does. So do you think that you will act in indie films that were based off of the books that you narrated?
Shit, I would love to. I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. And not even like being a character I narrated, just being a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I think a little different with acting is very cosmetic, right? So you get put in a box, not just me, but everybody get put in a box. Like this is your look, this the new. So most times I'm getting like love interest auditions, athlete auditions, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Whereas I want to do more character work and things like that, but just off of a headshot, I might not get that audition. You know what I'm saying? So I think I want to do stuff like I don't gotta be I love playing a lead man, but I don't gotta be a lead man. I would love to be like one of them off the cuff niggas that come in the book, like the villain or whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing something different. But I think it would be super dope to act in one of the books that came to life on the screen.
The reason why I say this, I'm gonna plug this and then get back to my questions. But the reason why I said this is because we have an indie film company that's in the comments, and they are turning books that are indie books into web series, movies, stuff like that. So her name is Rowdy. So if she hits you up, that's what it is.
Listen, I mean, I was on a web series that ended up going to TV called Tough Love. We actually got Emmy nominated. It's on TV One now. Clio TV, a subsidiary. Then Pillow Talk is a crossover. That's on BT Plus. So I've seen it happen from web series to things. So listen, definitely love to connect and definitely want to keep acting. My agent sends me some auditions be trash, but it's just the game right now. But yeah, that's dope. I love it. Indie. Listen, creating content these days is so many opportunities to put yourself in.
Absolutely. I've been doing this podcast for almost 2 years, and I'm just now starting to see the opportunities that I wish I had when I first started. So I longevity and being consistent is a big thing. You know, so I commend you on your consistency, because a lot of people, they give up when it don't happen immediately. You know, they don't want to do the hard work. It's too much. It's overwhelming, and which is understandable.
It's a marathon.
But you got to be patient, right? It is a marathon. Nipsey was really, really true to that. It's a marathon. So, tell me, what is your ideal mentality when you have a book that you just know, I got this, and then all of a sudden it's, nah, I changed my mind.
Like, as far as I got it in the pocket,
Yeah,
like I wanted the book and I didn't get it.
yeah, both.
Like so the first part, like when I got a character in pocket, or like when I got the book, like they booked me for this book. I would make
They book you for this book, and then they just like, you know what? I changed my mind.
That's never happened to me. Like where they like you booked it and then they changed their mind.
Yeah.
I haven't had that experience, to be honest. Thankfully, because I can't imagine like that
Knock
guy.
on wood.
Yeah, not cool. I've had where like projects fell through.
How do you deal with that?
I mean, shit. If I still got paid, because don't get me wrong, like I wanted to, but my part is like if I've already done this work, like I said, it's not easy work. So if I've already done this work, I want the book to be out there because I'm gonna give every book my everything. But if something taps in, like I need to be compensated for this work that I just spent all this time on. But I've never like booked something and they've been like, oh nah, we want to go a different direction. Thankfully. I've heard of things happening where books have had to be re-recorded, not just in different circumstances because of whatever reasons. People weren't happy before. I don't know. Like I don't. It always amazes me because I'm like, damn. Well, did they sound that different, or what made that need to be re-recorded or that happen? But I've never got someone like, yo, he booked you, and they're like, nah. Second thought, we gonna go with nah. That's kind of crazy.
Have you ever had a character where you was just like, man, I cannot act this motherfucking nigga. Like, this motherfucker is wild. This is not even the type of nigga that I could pretend to be.
Yo, I'm never gonna say a name, boo, but there are some shit that I'll be like. I told my wife, I was like, yo, I gotta, cause you know, you always get the description, and I was like, yo, I didn't really read through the character. I didn't read through the shit for real, and I already committed. But I was like, God damn, this is some nigga shit. Like, you are like, this is some nigger shit. Like, I'm never promoting this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, I'm a nigga, but nigger, like, this is some shit, right? Like, God damn.
Have you ever had a character that was so straight laced that you was just like, bruh?
Super straight laced. I had a character, not super, but was just, an audio. Nah, I feel like I don't got no straight laced. Like I did the Last Minute First Lady, but he wasn't super straight laced. He was just a politician. I think in acting, like speaking of acting, like in Tough Love, my character Jason was so fucking patient that I used to have to tell people. And then like I got that, like I was around the time where that really started popping was when I met my wife. So then she would like, I would get stopped a lot, like in the street locally shit, and she would be like, hell no, you ain't the motherfucking character. Like you ain't that ain't you. Like you ain't Jason. And I used to be like, yeah, you gotta chill. Let me live. So I think more so that was like funny because he was like super patient, nice guy, and she was like, "Nigga, that ain't you." Like you.
She said, bring that shit back here, boy." So, do you think that you will do fantasy?
Yeah, I did. I did something under Malik Rashad not too long. That was like necromancy. But I love to do more fantasy. I would love to do more fantasy. and just dive more into that because I'm into that shit. Like I like that world just for me. Like I Game of Thrones ain't necessarily fantasy, but it has some elements. But things like that I find fascinating and interesting. I'm a big history person, so I like going like again, Tim and Kane. Like I really love the way Tessa. You could tell she researched and like the elements she brought into it was real.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would love to, man. I would love to. Again, I would love to. Absolutely love to.
Her whole Silver Moon,
Yeah,
everything, that shit was written so fucking well. Even the second book, both of them motherfuckers 5 stars. So
yeah.
I'm excited about it. Comes out in January, right?
I don't know the release date. I turn it in. It's done. I turn it in tomorrow too. So I'm imagining sometime soon within the next few months.
I don't even listen to audiobooks. I'm gonna tell you that right now
Mm-hmm.
because y'all voices be putting me to sleep. No offense, but it be putting me to
None
sleep.
taken.
So I prefer to read. But some of
Me
y'all
too.
do have unique voices that I'll be like,
Now
okay.
listen, I don't get offended. However you get, I don't like. I tell people, I've never really listened to an audiobook. I'm much more of a reader. And I just been so good. I haven't even had time to read like that. But I've never listened to an audiobook. Like I'm a straight reader. But my whole thing is like get it how you. My wife will listen to it like driving home and shit like that. She won't let her friends listen to my books though. um,
Oh.
but she'll listen to. She'll ask sometimes for a good one. But nah, I'm the same. So I don't take offense, man. I'm very like laugh at yourself type of person. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna joke at 8 in the morning. That's me.
So, okay, let's talk about your acting again. So, if I'm going back and forth with questions, it's because you do so much. I want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is a role that you just are aching to do, or is that role even a thing that is happening right now?
What is a role that I'm aching to do? I want to do a few. I want to do some real hood shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like I want to do some real hood shit. But like some real quality hood shit. You know what I mean? Like some real like Spike. Um, God
Ooh,
bless John. Damn names. Um, my man, Boys in the Hood,
John
Snowfall,
Singleton.
not Singleton. God bless John. Like I really want to do some classic hood shit. Um, like I had a casting director, and I was like, "Yo, Dan, that'd have been dope to be like, even be his body, like, yo, you remind me like a young Mari Hardwick." Like when I was in class, and I was like, "Yo, that'd been dope to be like his body double or his little cousin of Power or some shit." Um,
I need more of New Jack City type vibes.
I would love. Listen, G Money, me and my man
I
always
need the
joke
New
about we
York
do.
type vibes.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. I would love to do some classic hood shit. I want to do again like a real character,
Mm-hmm.
like some real Rain Man shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Where on radio, where I'm just bug hair grew all crazy, like I'm just
Out
you
there looking like Frederick Douglass.
right. Where it's really about the acting. You know what I'm saying? Like not about nothing. Because I feel like in the U.S. where it's like I had this conversation a good bit where they be mad about British stars. It's because
Mm.
they're better trained. And I'm gonna just be honest. Like they have a theater. They care about being great actors. We care about being movie stars, right? So I really want to do like some shit where it's like fuck how you look. My shit look crazy. It's just about the acting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to do a boxing role. Like that's a dream I'm on to do like a boxing role.
I can see you doing Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh,
I can see the reason why I say that because you do have that face and everything, and I just feel like Sugar Ray Leonard would be a good because I saw you when you was like had your gloves and stuff like that, and I was like,
I can make his weight. I can make his weight. That would be crazy.
I was like, Sugar Ray Leonard would be a good role for you.
That would be dope. I never even thought. Thank you. That would be dope. Sugar Ray was that guy too. A lot of
Fuck yeah.
his story be crazy.
Everybody be talking about Muhammad Ali, rest his soul. He was a
Yeah,
great fighter,
Sugar
but Sugar Ray Leonard don't get his flowers like he should.
that's a fact.
So let me ask you this now: what is your advice to male narrators, and then what's your advice to that's coming in the game, and your advice to black male narrators?
Mm. Um, my advice is one, invest in yourself. Take the time to really invest in yourself. Like your setup, your coaching, your training, invest in your craft. Not just monetarily, but time you put in to like really become good at it. Invest in yourself in that. And if it's specifically in audiobooks, that if it's other areas of voiceover, find the genre that you really want to start off in, get some good coaching, and then you focus on your demo and getting out there. But I would say one, invest in yourself. Two, build relationships. Build genuine relationships with people who you can grow from. You know what I mean? Like that old phrase, "Iron sharpens iron," is super true. Don't be afraid of rejection and failure. Like that's a big part of this game. You didn't book the book. There's a bunch of other books out there. Don't let it make you question your talent, right? Like in this entertainment world, it's going to be a roller coaster. I'm speaking from music, acting, all of it. I got so many fucking no's before I really started getting yeses, and I'm still getting a lot of no's. It looked different on social media. I'm still getting a lot of no's, right?
I feel that.
Keep believing in yourself. Keep a strong community support system around you. Keep your mental health tight. I think these are all things. And remember, like we talked about, longevity. It's a marathon. Like, don't compare. Comparison to thief of joy is another quote I live by. Like, what's for you is going to be for you, and you don't know everybody's path. So what might seem like, oh man, they getting all of this shit. You don't know what they went through to get there, right? And so try to keep yourself grounded. I think is the biggest thing, and keep the work. Like we talked about,
personal,
right? Like keep the work. Don't take shit personal, and just keep it like New Jack City. Always be never personal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big key because sometimes motherfuckers will make you'll take it personal, but you got to remember it's business. You know what I'm saying? And keep the work. Even if social media build that following. But most important, it's people on here that might not even be on TikTok, but they fucking working, right? Like, if they so always remember, like, don't be so enwrapped on this that you're not doing the work, because that's what will make you pop. And what was the second part? Oh, for black specifically.
For black men.
Black men, just find the link, like, the community will fuck with you, right? Like I've noticed that. Like there's narrators coming up. Shout out to Nate Strong. Some other names I'll shout out for Lawrence Baldwin. The community's gonna fuck with you, right? They gonna fuck with you. Just don't, if you rock in the right way, like don't you be consistent. You put in work. You out there, they gonna rock with you. But I would say again, invest in yourself, build those relationships, because the right relationships, people gonna speak your names in rooms, right? That get you opportunities. Be patient, get your understanding of the business right. So you're not. I've heard horror stories about ACX. I haven't been through that, but really make sure you understand in the business. And understand, like live in on some real black shit, because that's just me. Like live in your power as a black man. Like that shit is a big thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is a superpower no matter what they try to tell us. So find if this is really what you want to do, reach out to people, try to connect with as many people as you can, learn about the conferences, learn about making connections, like do all of the things that's going to give you the opportunities. And then it's all about you doing the work. Right? Investing in yourself. That's really the only advice I can give. I'm always open when people reach out. I can help in any way, but my advice is do the work, invest in yourself, stay grounded, and know your worth. I guess to wrap that all up.
Yeah, I just feel like that's the word right there, because I've learned that you can't put your personal feelings into a lot of stuff, because you'd be disappointed because you're putting your personal feelings into it. And if you want longevity, you really have to be business minded. You really have to. You got to look at the bigger picture and see the steps that you take to get there.
Right.
And a lot of people can't follow you on those steps. Right. And even in having a community, you got to be careful because sometimes people in the community may not be in the same steps that you're taking. Mm-hmm. And you may feel bad, like, man, I ain't trying to leave them behind. I'm trying to, but then you break yourself back.
Right. Right. When like you lift as you climb, right? But you got to climb first. You know what I'm saying? And you got to recognize, like a big point you said, like, this is a business. This is your business. And you got to move as such. Like form that LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like do these things to this is what do the work, and this is your business, and keep that right. Like keep your community. Like you said, you want to build community, but anybody who's really community is not going to feel the way as you advance. They're not. You know what I mean? They're going to be thankful in that blessing because they're going to know their blessing is coming too.
Yeah. Yeah. And that right there is one of the things I feel like as Black people, we have a tendency to do that crab in the barrel shit that is so fucking aggravating to me. If you succeed, then a motherfucker mad at you because you're succeeding. Or when you're down, they happy.
Right.
You know, so
it's like what they did, as long as you're not better than them, then they're happy, which is weird.
And that's some stupid shit. That's why I look at you narrators when I see you guys. I'm so happy that it's a community of you guys that are coming together, especially, and it's nothing against the white narrators. Y'all do y'all thing. Go ahead. But when it comes to my people, I'm just like, I'm happy to see that it is a community. And it is that y'all are taking people under y'all wings and it's like, hey, I'm here so I can give you the advice that you need to help forward you. It's just up to them to take that advice.
Yeah, what I feel like, man, for me, just in any part of my life, like you got to be able to check yourself sometimes. Like I'm of the mind of like I literally was just talking about, shout out to Midnight Mike. We was literally just talking before got on here about us connecting more and boom, being at the same conversation. But it's literally about like if you feel a way about someone else's success or anything, not even just success. It's like, what is that saying about you? Like, why am I feeling this way? What is this saying about me, right? Like, that I'm envious or that I don't like. Like, it's just more so a reflection of yourself. So, being able to recognize certain shit in yourself sometimes, it's cool. It ain't nothing that don't happen, but it's like, all right, this is recognized. That ain't me. Let me keep it pushing. But because it's enough success, like, it's enough books for all of us. It's so many dope authors, like, and so many different projects and so many different whatever commercials. Like your job ain't going. What job is going to be? I'm never going to sound like Mike. You know what I'm saying, or Jacoby, or like you know what I'm saying, like Emmanuel. Like it's never going to. That's they. That's you know what I'm saying. They're not going to sound like me. Like everybody has a lane to do their own thing, and enjoy success together and root for each other and help each other. You know what I mean? Like I don't think, and if you go to any of us. Like you go to Winston, you go to nobody's like, yeah, man, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be like, it's like, yo, bro, my boy killed that shit, or like, yo, he did that, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's dope about the community.
So, how do you feel about authors and urban fiction? Urban fiction and street lit has got a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Because that's too fucking hood, that's ghetto, you know. But how do you feel about that?
I think do what's for you. Like that's my whole thing. If it's too hood, too ghetto, it's the same thing with movies. The same. I don't like Tyler Perry movies. Some people do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't watch the shit because I don't like it. You know, it's just that simple for me. But shout out to Tyler because if he hit me up to come out, like I don't want to fuck that.
That's a check, my nigga. That's a check.
Tyler, like I'll throw the wig on and everything, baby. We good. You know
you better not.
But I ain't. But listen. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. And like I grew up in the midst of a lot of like my story is a lot of shit outside of this and before this. So I'm familiar with a whole lot of that. So for me to sit here and be like, oh, you shouldn't tell those stories. Come on, like it's a place for everything. Yeah. Is it sometimes like, yo, this is a lot for me? Yeah, sometimes, but it's like, yo, I just ain't for me, right? You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a simple matter. Like rather than bash some shit, just don't listen to it.
Yeah,
you know, like because are you gonna bash something that's quote unquote what you like? Like, what's the spectrum of what we're rating things, of what's too much and what's too this and what's too that? Like, who decides
Yeah.
what? You know
Because
what I'm saying?
everybody's experience is different. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Everybody's life experience, everybody what they want to consume, everything is different. So if you don't like the Migos, then listen to Nas. Right?
Right.
Like it's so many things you can do, but why put the energy into downing the shit that you don't care for? You don't care for it. You get it. Don't but I fuck with the black, I fuck with the urban, you know what I'm saying? I love it like I love to give me a good head story, you know what I'm saying? So for me it's like I'm open to it all. I think it's
So
a
what about contemporary romance? Uh,
and that's considered
huh?
what's considered contemporary romance.
Contemporary romance is not hood. It's not hood at all. It's just what it is. Contemporary romance is very almost like soft romance, but not too soft. Because when black
it's not
authors,
super violent or gay,
yeah, because
no.
but it's a difference because when black authors write contemporary romance, it still holds our stories, and it's soft romance. Whereas when a white author does contemporary romance, it's literally white contemporary. So that's what I'm saying.
Again, like I feel like I've done a good bit of like contemporary romance, like you know what I'm saying. So like I did the Neighbor favor, right, which I love. I just did What a Match, the Last Minute First Lady. I think all of these are contemporary romance. Like these
Yeah.
are all just great black love stories, right? I think
Contemporary
even
romance is giving Love Jones. That's what it's giving.
got you. Yeah, so all those are like, yeah, those are that. I love it, right? Because those are stories that need to be told. Black people, we're not monolithic, right? There's so many different parts to us and so many different stories that need to be told. And so many of us have so many different experiences and things we want to see or hear about or whatever it might be. I just did a series with Wesley and author Alexandra Warren, Building 402, which is really dope. It's a bunch, it's like a series of 4 contemporary romance type stories. So I love hearing those things as well, man. Like, yeah. So for me, it's
When we gonna get a psychological thriller from you?
shit. When they call me up for it, when they hit me about it, like hopefully, I feel like I said, like the last year and a half when I kind of really put it out. Like I talked a lot. CCJ Wesley, like I was like, I'm gonna be out here. I'm really gonna do it. And Wesley also has a casting company. She cast me in a lot of things. And then from there, like once people could find me, it started being like the floodgates, thankfully open, like boom, 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 boom. And then again, the community, like Audio in Black. I won like a Narrator Award, the Get Up podcast. I won so it's like, oh, people start to hear about me from different sources, right? And that becomes, and then it's like, oh, I fuck with his voice. So then, oh, can we get him on there? Then authors, you start to meet different authors and different creators, and it just the dominoes kind of start falling in place. So I'm gonna put it out there. Like I would love to do all those things. I love to do those things that challenge me. Like somebody was like, you should do a kids book. I was like, yo, it's crazy. I got it at the top of the year. I'm going in to do a kids book in studio under just Malik Rashad. But I love to do these different types and just show the diversity and different things you can do. But yeah, listen, I put it out to the universe. I love to do it.
Now I know my business partner is on here, Shannon. But Shannon, I'm gonna say this, and I hope you agree with me. But I want to offer you something. So in Arlington, the Boozy Book Tour is having a narrators award. And we're having a narrator meeting, mix and mingle along with authors being there. I would love for you to be our guest speaker.
Oh, that would be dope. When is it?
It is, hold on, let me not lie to you. It's next year in July, I believe.
So not this summer coming, but the following?
The following.
Oh yeah, that should probably work.
I would love you to be the guest speaker at the ceremony.
Can I do a soft commit until I run it by the warden?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
But yes, I would absolutely love that. You said it's in Arlington?
It's in Arlington, Virginia.
Okay, that's dope. DMV.
And I will send you all the details when we get off of here. But
I'd love to.
I would love for you to be a guest speaker.
I've learned to run things by the warden before.
As you should.
Yes, but I'm soft in. I'm in. If all is well, then I'm in. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Yeah.
So, but I would love for you to be
That's
the
it.
guest of honor.
Shawnee, shout
So
out to Shawnee too. She definitely she got me on TikTok actually to connect with her because I wasn't on this shit, and she reached out like, "Hey, I want to ask you." I had to use somebody else's live. I didn't know. I'm like, yo, I can't go live. I had to use somebody else's account, so like going live and all that. TikTok is a little different.
from Instagram, yes,
Yeah,
and Facebook, yeah. But you also will get a lot of people.
yeah. The engagement is. I was like surprised, like shit. Somebody was like, "You know how to happen?" Shawnee like, "You know how that?" I genuinely be surprised. Like I don't be capping. Like I'd be surprised that many people like listen to like or know like my voice or my work. I'm like, oh shit. I'm always humbled by that shit. Like, oh shit. Okay, that's dope.
So I'm not going to keep you any longer. But I also want to ask you, tell us, because I know you're going to be at the Black Romance Festival. So I
Mhm.
want you to tell everybody where they're going to see you, where can they get your books, and if they're interested in hiring you, how would they go about doing that?
All right, so I am gonna be at Black Romance Fest. Forgive me, I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but I believe it's June. And I'm also gonna be at Indie Love, which I also believe is in June. You can get books, I'm sure, on Audible, wherever you get audiobooks. You can find me. What else? What else? Let me remember what else you said in your question.
You are an old man for real.
I am.
Tell authors how they can reach you if they want to hire you, and where can we find your books.
It's the cannabis. That's what it's the.
Don't blame that because I do too. So
Um,
don't
you
blame
can
that.
you can hit me at Malik Rashad VO at Gmail. MALIKRASHAD VO at Gmail. I know I need a Miles Washington. All of this is in the works. I am slowly but surely getting to all of that, but you can reach me out there. You can hit me on socials too. I check my socials. So it's not weird if you hit me on there if you don't know how else to contact me. I think my IG has a link to my email, if I'm not mistaken. And where you can get my books, again, Audible, Amazon. I post I try to post as much as I can when I get stuff about releases or dates that's come soon, pre-releases. But Audible, wherever you get audiobooks, search Miles Washington, and you should be able to be good. Yeah,
Well, bro, I wish you well. I hope this won't be the last time I speak with you, but I wish you well.
it was a great interview. I really enjoyed your interview and great job with this. I enjoyed it. I love it.
Thank you. I tried to be as cool as possible because I done seen interviews where motherfuckers look like they got a stick up their ass.
Yeah, nah, this definitely wasn't that. This was a very cool, kicking with family vibe.
And that's how I like to do it. I'm
Yeah.
just not drinking today. Usually I'm
I was gonna
drinking.
ask you like if you had that in your cup, like what you was drinking. I was gonna take a shot with you. But
Not
it's all good.
not today. Yesterday, this right here was filled with vodka.
Oh,
And see what happened was
that's heavy.
between the vodka and the puff,
Yeah, that's a lot.
so now it's filled with nice cool water.
Listen, take it easy.
So, but
Enjoy the Sunday.
huh?
Enjoy your Sunday. Where you at? Where you located?
I'm in Chicago,
Oh,
Chi-Town.
you in Shottown. Okay. What's the
I
weather
told
like?
you I'm a roughneck for real.
You definitely a roughneck. I went to school in St. Louis. I went to college in St. Louis. So I fuck with Shottown.
Man, you should. You know what? Because now that you mentioned that green, before we got here, the Boozy Book Tour is doing a puff and Halloween thing in Chicago next year.
Oh,
It's gonna be
okay.
a book signing, but it's gonna have because it's legal up here.
Well, listen, I got my medical card. I'll be in the dispensary. Well, listen,
Wait a
man,
minute, not the medical
I got the
card.
medical card. I'll be in the dispensary getting deals on this shit. Order from the kiosk.
You
Nah,
wild.
listen,
No, we doing a book tour and it's for Halloween, and we're doing with the puff and the books and drinks.
Listen, I would love to get out. I used to be popping out to SIU like little
Not
short.
SIU. That's Hood Central.
Listen, we talk on camera. Has things going like things going on. I told you I lived a whole life before this part of my life.
Yo, we gonna have to, if you do make it to Chicago, we gonna have to puff and we gonna have to talk. So, but I thank you, and I hope you reach out to Rowdy and her film company, because I would love to see you in some of these books that she's trying to turn into film, and I just hope you continue to get abundance and work.
Listen, I appreciate you. I definitely hope this won't be the last time you pick it, and I hope it continues to grow. And thank you, really genuinely, thank you for the love and having me on the platform.
No problem. Always. I'm gonna still share your shit. Just because we had the interview don't mean I ain't gonna share your shit. I'm still share your shit. All right.